Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeChara back once again with another version of Joe DeChara Presents How You Can Win a Business. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. And if you're joining me live, please give me a hashtag live. If you're watching a replay, give me a hashtag replay. Just because it increases my ratings in the different groups that I'm broadcasting to. Not that that matters to you, and it matters to me, and I would just appreciate it. And I learned that if you just be honest like that, say, listen, just support me. I do this as a service. Yes, it's a service I love doing. I love giving free information out. But what I learned is that you can serve and you can also grow your business. And if you don't know me, I am a serial entrepreneur with a CPA license. I am working out of Flushing, Queens, which a few months ago was actually the epicenter of this alleged pandemic, which now I'm hearing, all kinds of conspiracy theories and it's been like a science fiction movie. So if you know me, I've been talking about this, and if you don't know me, let me tell you why I'm here and what I'm doing, and then you could decide if you want to stay or not. Like I said, I am a serial entrepreneur. I interviewed my mom on Friday, and she confirmed the fact that I had started a casino in my driveway at 10 years old, which I believe was the launch pad of my entrepreneurial journey. And I just turned 60, so that means I've been doing this. I've been a bona fide entrepreneur now for over 50 years. That's a half a century, which means I got another half a century to go. So I'm not even halfway there yet, folks. And what I like to do, what my passion is really, it comes down to this: finding people like you, if you have a passion for something and you want to turn it into money, into a business, that's what I love to do. Because I did it when I was 10, and it was the most amazing experience that anyone could have. And being an entrepreneur is the best thing that could ever happen to you, and it could also be the worst thing. And so when I was 10, it was easy. I did it. I made money. Unfortunately, mom shut me down, only to find out later on, years later, when I became a CPA and actually in the trenches with real businesses. And I found out that this ain't so easy. This ain't like just running a casino in your driveway. That was easy. I didn't have to pay taxes. I didn't have to register. I understand why mom had to shut me down. I wasn't really in compliance. But who thinks about this when you want to start a business? Who's thinking about, what state should I incorporate in? Or what bookkeeping software should I use? If you're thinking about that, you're not an entrepreneur. You're probably heading down the path I was, which is to be an accountant or a bookkeeper or a lawyer or something. But when we get up in the morning and we have this idea that's going to change the world, and I have at least one or two of them every day, because what happens is I wake up, I get this idea, I'm going to change the world, and then I go back to sleep so that I could wake up with another amazing idea. So that's a little insane, folks. And I don't even know where I'm going with this, and it's really the story of being an entrepreneur. And So I designed my business so that I could do stuff like this, like talk about being a casino owner at 10 years old and talk about all the trials and tribulations that not only that I went through, but that I've seen people go through. And I was reminded of that again today, thankfully, because I got a new client. I landed a new client as a result of all the different steps that I've taken. And I talk about the sequence of business. There's a sequence to this. I started doing these Facebook Lives. I uploaded to YouTube, and somebody connected with me. Lo and behold, the internet is a place to do business. And my ideal client, I don't want to go into details with it. If you're watching, you know who you are. And thank you for signing up. Hi, Elizabeth. We just got a new client today. We are talking about this because what happened was, so he's been following me on the Facebook Lives and on YouTube, and I talk about how insane business is. Well, actually, I start out by talking about how insane life is. Life is tough. And then we get the bright idea of starting a business, and we make it even tougher. So it was refreshing talking to him today because he's watched those videos, and this is their first business, and he gets it. He's like, they know he did research. And I'm looking forward to working with this guy. And the thought occurred to me, and as stuff is happening, there's things going on in the background, and this gentleman is a computer programmer, so he could understand about the complexities of life, raising a family, and then we throw in a business. And as I'm talking to him, I saw some kids running. So not only does he's raising a family as a full-time job, he's got kids running around. So it just became so apparent to me as far as how important it is, folks, to keep things simple. And that is, I think, I believe I might be coming to the stage where I'm figuring out what I was born for. And I think it might be to just make things simple for business owners. I don't know about you, but I have been making things more complicated my whole life than I could even. And this is all coming to me, I think, because on Friday when I interviewed my mom, it just dawned on me how simple she always kept everything. And I don't know about you, but just, I got a pain in my neck here from all this different technology that I'm trying to learn. Oh my God. And now somebody brings up something about Facebook and they changed another thing. I want simple. I want to go back to my ice cream truck, ring the bell, see some adorable kids, running up with the money in their hands, and I give it to them. I don't need a website. I don't need social media. Simple is good. And that is, I'm going to come up with some kind of motto. Maybe Elizabeth could help me with that. But anyway, so I haven't done a live in a couple of days. I'm pretty excited. We had a mastermind meeting. I want to give a shout out to my new friend, Chuck Parker, who is, and maybe Elizabeth can give a link here, but I joined this mastermind group, which is amazing, where we're going through these one of the John Maxwell books. and we're going through like a chapter at a time. And it was just a really eye-opening chapter for me. And I don't even remember why now, but it was, and I'll remember. But I know there was something about gaps and the assumption gap and another gap. But there's a lot of gaps out there. There's a lot of gaps, and so I am trying to fill the gaps by making it simple for people like my new client, people like myself. I need somebody to help me make things simple, and I guess that's what Mom is there for. Maybe Elizabeth is there for that. But we overcomplicate things, folks. And when I started working with Waveapps, and that's really, I'm trying to pull some SEO. I don't know what it's called. SEO. I don't know. I'm playing with words now, folks, to be honest with you. I created a title for this Facebook Live that has to do with Waveapps, bookkeeping versus QuickBooks. Truth be told, I'm just experimenting with that title to see if I get any hits on YouTube. But the truth is, as I was writing this, I said, you know what? Waveapps is making life simple. It's making QuickBooks obsolete. And that is, I've been waiting for QuickBooks to become obsolete since they created QuickBooks, because it's one of the worst programs that's ever been created. In the history of small business in the United States, seriously, QuickBooks has hurt more businesses than any economy has ever hurt them, for the simple reason that it's way too complicated. So if you're getting in a pattern here about overcomplication, we really need to simplify stuff. If you want to be successful in business, think like a 5-year-old or a 5th grader or whatever that thing is. If you can't explain something to a 5th grader, I think there's something wrong with it. So my message tonight is simplify things, simplify your business. And the quickest, easiest, most effective way that I've ever seen that possible is with this amazing program called Waveapps. And just to prove it once again, I am going to take you through, and this is one of my new clients' things that he wanted to learn. He said, "Oh, I'm doing all kinds of stuff now with Waveapps, and I'm going to do a whole workshop on invoicing," because that's what he wanted. So I said, "Well, why wait? I'm going to do the workshop right now. I'm going to show you how easy it is to create an invoice." I have my Bedrock sample company here. And I'm just looking at the chat box. So if there's anybody besides Elizabeth that's watching or has any questions, if you want to hit me in the chat box about Waveapps or why I think QuickBooks is obsolete, you can put the question in the chat. If I don't get to it because I forgot, I'll get back to it later on. I answer all the questions eventually. But here we are in the Bedrock sample company in Waveapps. And there's basically, I don't think we have anything in here. I think I just set this up as a dummy company a couple of months ago. So, but let's see. Okay. Oh, we have something for create amusement. So that must be something that somebody I know had me do. Anyway, so we're going to go into sales here. Now you could see that there's a couple of things. I don't really use estimates. I don't see a reason for it. I'm not in the construction business. I have even no idea what use that would be for somebody. Because if you want to do an invoice, you just do an invoice. And then if you want to change it, you can go in there and change it. But what I wanted to show you, which is one of the best, is if you have a business like mine where it's recurring invoices every month, this is something that you want to see. So we create a recurring invoice. Okay, so now I don't even have a logo or anything in here. So I'm going to even set up my logo. So let's see, where is my logo? There we got one. I'm putting my logo in there. And now I'm going to add a customer. New customer. And that's all my info. Okay, and now we're going to have to create an item. And we're going to sell my new customer widget. It's $47. And now, so I just added that on the fly. Now, if I want to, now I could create an income account that says widgets, but for right now, that's just going to go into sales. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is. You can enter your terms of service. You know, this is all the legal stuff. Save and continue. We are going to repeat this every month. We're going to create the first invoice today because it's September 1st and we do want to get paid today. And now here is the actual invoice. I can put a custom message here. And this is something I like to do. I always like to attach the PDF as an invoice as a PDF, only because, you know, it's nice. I do teach people how to save their documents. So, and this is, so you're sending the document to your client. Almost set. Now we can review it again. Now, what I want to point out is I could have set this company up 3 minutes ago. I did not, so it's done. We're set up. Now we have the new customer owes us $47 and it's listed on, so if you have 25 recurring customers, are all going to be here. Now, if you just want to do an invoice, you can just, and it's the same thing, only you're not doing that one last little thing where, you know, you're telling it on what day of the month to bill. Okay, so now the thing is, what you have to understand here is I could have set this company up in about 3 minutes ago, literally, because all I need is the name, you don't need that much info to set up Waveapps. And then I showed you what I just did. I lost my tabs here. I'm coming back, folks. Here I am. And I showed you what I did with the invoice. So what you're talking about is getting a brand new company, setting it up, and invoicing a customer within a couple of minutes. And I didn't have to go and set up a merchant account, folks. Once I started with Wave, I was able to cancel my merchant account. And I'm sorry, Barbara, if you're watching, I love you. You had a great service. It just didn't work for me with my business model. Merchant services are great. They're needed for the right situation. But for me, this was so easy. And you know, the administration, when because people, they get on recurring, and like their debit card might expire or whatever, and Wave just makes it so easy to go in and resend the bill. And this is why, folks, Waveapps, in my opinion, it has already made QuickBooks obsolete for the solopreneur, for the micro business owner. Now, QuickBooks does have its place for larger entities. Waveapps will only handle the smallest of small businesses. But out of 30 million businesses, over 26 million have no employees. So that's 26 million out of 30 million probably could be using Waveapps. And probably a lot of the other ones can be using Waveapps. So that's my story, folks. I'm sticking with it again. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your support again. I got your invoice. I will be reviewing it and sending it to my legal department for further review. So you can be on the lookout for that. And God bless everybody. Happy Tuesday. I actually remember what day it is now, so there is progress being made. So anyway, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me, timewithjoe.com. If you have any questions about Waveapps, hook up with me, timewithjoe.com. And if you have any questions about tonight's presentation, just put something in the chat, and I will definitely get back to you. All right. Thank you. Good night. I will see you tomorrow.